In this video, I'm going to teach you how to freestyle rap with a foolproof method that anyone can learn, even if you can't rhyme. I'm Chris Turner. I'm a professional stand-up comedian who also happens to freestyle rap. I'll take you through the basics step by step, and at the end of the video, I will tell you what I believe is the secret to becoming a great freestyle rapper. You might have seen some of my freestyles on YouTube or Reddit, so if you're not already subscribed, please do so you can enjoy those. Quick note before we begin, what I'm referring to as freestyle, you might know as off the dome. It just means a rap that is made up in the moment rather than one written down and prepared in advance. Some great freestylers include MC Supernatural, Wayne Brady, Harry Mack, King Loz, Corey Sharon, Abandaman, so check out those guys if you want to get a taste of some of the greats. The term freestyle also refers to written raps that are performed over a random beat. This can get a little confusing. Just know when I say freestyle in this video, I'm talking about ones that are completely improvised. Now that's all sorted, welcome. Beginners, you've come to the right place. I'm going to teach you how to freestyle rap. If you're more experienced, do stick around. I'm going to tell you some tips and hacks that will take your freestyling to the next level, and I'll also point out mistakes that a lot of people make. I'm going to assume that you love hip hop, you love rap, and you listen to a lot of it. That's the first step, and it is the simplest. Wait, to become a freestyle rapper, I just have to listen to rap? Yeah, it's like that job where people got paid money to watch all the seasons of The Office. Note that I said rap, not freestyle rap. Listen to music that is written, not improvised. Great chefs can conjure up a meal out of anything that's in the kitchen just by knowing what ingredients go together. But they had to start out by learning the recipes. That's not a great analogy, but what I'm saying is you shouldn't be trying to sound like other freestyle rappers. You should be aiming to sound like your raps are written. When someone comments on my videos saying fake, written, the audience are plants, this can't be possible, that is the highest praise you can give me. People do not want to believe this is possible, but it is, and it is simpler than you might think. If you're just starting out, I know that level seems like a long way off, but by listening to rap, you are embedding in yourself a knowledge of rhythm, a feel for the beat, the knowledge of bar construction, and even a compendium, a library of rhymes that you can draw on when the time comes. I want you to practice with music. Have a beat playing when you're freestyling. Classic boom bap beats are between 80 and 95 beats per minute. Now, that's a nice tempo, but maybe it's a bit too fast for you when you're starting out rapping. Trap music is between 130 and 150 beats per minute. That sounds fast, but you're just going to rap at half tempo. Use these beats, rap at half tempo. The simplest way is to pick a beat you're already familiar with from a song you know. Find the instrumental online and just rap along to that. If it feels too fast, that's okay, just pick a different one. There are so many available on YouTube, and all you have to do is start rapping. I know this sounds daunting, and you might be thinking, how am I gonna rap when you haven't taught me anything yet? Of course you can do it. You can talk. Rapping is talking. You just talk over the beat. Tell me about your day, what you had for breakfast, whether you had to use your AK, and this is gonna sound stupid, but I don't care if you rhyme. I just want you to stick to the beat. Talk while the beat plays. Now, a rhyme might come up in your head, and that's great. You can fit it in, but if it doesn't arrive, really, you don't need to worry. If you keep doing it for long enough, eventually the rhymes will come. I thought this guy said he could freestyle rap. It's super basic. It's just talking in time with music. And 3 to 4 minutes might seem like a long time to talk for, and it is. You might get stuck, but keep going. Keep going. Even if you repeat yourself, even if what you're saying makes no sense at all, I don't care, just keep it up. Keep up the flow for the length of the beat. So, apologies if you chose the original 14 minutes and 46 seconds cut of Rapper's Delight. This is gonna get your brain used to that beat, comfortable with the beat. When I started rapping on stage, I use the same beat for every show. You're not learning any lyrics, so the least you can do is learn the beat. Once you're comfortable, pick another, maybe a slightly higher tempo. Once you're comfortable with that, pick another one, etc. The only way to get better at something is to practice. And I hate practicing. I hate it. You're spending time out of your day to do something you suck at. And that is not fun. So this is what you do. This is one of my favorite freestyle tips and one that a lot of people have told me really helped them learn. You're gonna freestyle in the shower. Depending on your level of personal hygiene, this means you have about 5 minutes every day, or every 2 days, or heaven forbid, once a week. Fun fact, Queen Isabella of Spain bathed twice in her life, which is why she was such an awful rapper. I'm Queen Isabella and I come from Spain. Step to me, I'm gonna bring the... Oh. You have 5 minutes every day where you can practice. Of course, you can rap while you're walking the dog or washing your hands for 20 seconds, please. But this is the perfect place. People sing in the shower. You're gonna rap in it. Take your phone into the bathroom, play the beat, and just go. Talk about the day you have planned, talk about your immediate surroundings. Yeah, you're gonna spit a lot of bars about soap. If you have a mirror in your bathroom, that's gonna get steamed up. So this is an easy thing you can do. Draw a letter on the mirror, put a big A on there. Pick a word that starts with that letter and start talking about that. So you're rapping about aardvarks. Remember, I don't care if you're rhyming, just talk to the beat about aardvarks. When you run out of things to say, move on to another word that begins with that letter. But here is where we come to something really important. You should never run out of things to say. And I'm gonna tell you how to do it. In this dramatic pause, I would like to share 3 quick hacks for more experienced freestylers to make your raps better. Number 1, use your strengths. If you have a great voice, emphasize that. There are rappers, not necessarily freestylers, who don't sound like other rappers. Giggs, Young Thug, H. Their voices sound so good you would listen to them even if they sucked. If you sound interesting, different, lean on that. If you're not great with lyrics, but you've got good flow, emphasize that. If you're funny, if you have punchlines, focus on those. Number 2, practice with other people. Get involved with ciphers. This will make you better much faster than if you just do it on your own. You'll be forced to adapt and play off each other, and it's an audience, but one that you know is friendly. While I'm filming this, we're currently all social distancing and in isolation, but you can still do it. Jump on Discord, Zoom, rap over a beat with some friends, you will get better. Just a note, maybe don't combine this one with the rap in the shower advice, unless you're really close with your friends. And number 3, drugs. I'm being serious. You freestyle using your brain, and nootropics, brain pills, for a lot of people help them. For me, they aid with my short-term recall, my general awareness and speed of thought. These are the ones I use. I cycle on and off them, and I find that I perform better when I am taking them. Of course, your mileage may vary, but they do have a money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied. You can find out more using the link in the description, and by using that to buy them, you'll be supporting me and this channel, so I am very grateful. And, is there anything else? Remember how I said you shouldn't run out of things to say? When I run workshops with people looking to become a better freestyle rapper, the most common thing that happens is I give them a word and a beat and I ask them to start talking over it. And they run out of things to talk about within 8 or 12 bars. If I ask them to rhyme while they're doing it, they run out even sooner because setting the rule of it has to rhyme obviously limits the number of words you can possibly use. Why does this happen? Without getting too Psychology 101 about it, there are 2 types of thinking at play here: convergent thinking and divergent thinking. You don't need to worry yourself about the science of this, but when we're freestyle rapping, we want to think divergently. This means we don't limit ourselves to the word we're rapping about. We look around it for connections. A quick example, if someone asks you to rap about the sun, and you spend all that time focusing on the sun, pretty soon you're gonna run out of things to say. But if you think divergently, that's letting yourself make connections from the word sun to all the things around it, giving you so much more to rap about. To take it one step further, you can use one of these words as a jumping off point to rap about other things. Say you're rapping about the sun and then you move on to rapping about the moon. Well, you can use that as a jumping off point, and now there are so many more things you can rap about by thinking divergently about the moon. The lesson is not to focus too hard on what you are rapping about. Rap about it, but also rap around it. And when you're done, rap about something else. That way you can freestyle for longer, and it was all still truly inspired by that initial suggestion. In my live shows, as well as my live streams, which I do right here on YouTube, so do subscribe so you don't miss out on those, I take suggestions of anything from the audience. Sometimes things come up that I've never even heard of or know very little about. People ask me all the time if I have a photographic memory or synesthesia or if I'm autistic. None of those. The truth is, even if you don't know much about something, you can still rap about it by thinking divergently. A little bonus here, this type of thinking is the basis for creativity, so it will help you come up with solutions and ideas for other areas of your life. We're now most of the way through this video, and you might be thinking, Chris, you haven't taught me how to rhyme yet. Which is true, so I'll tell you this, and freestyling becomes a lot less scary when you hear this. It is easier to rhyme than not rhyme. So please don't worry when doing raps, because your brain's very good at filling. You know what should go there. It might take a second to think of it, but the more you practice freestyling, the quicker those links will become. It's gaps, by the way. You should have got that by now. If I'm writing a rap and I sit down and write the first line, then I need to find a rhyme for the end of the second one. Just by knowing words, I will find one eventually. Those words are in your head. The rhymes are already there, and the more you practice, the closer they will come to the surface. No need to sit down with a dictionary, no preparing rhymes. By listening to hip hop, you've already got thousands of rhymes in your head already. Remember how we're practicing by talking to a beat? That's because rhymes are tied to rhythm. By forcing ourselves to get better at talking rhythmically, we are priming our brain to pick out and provide rhymes for us. Also, pro tip. If someone asks you to rhyme supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, 1, you just need to rhyme ocious, and 2, they're a prick.
Cheeky.
I know it seems weird, but do trust me. If you're forcing yourself to rhyme right from the very start, you're gonna have way more failures. You're gonna get disheartened and you're gonna give up. I don't want that. I want you to succeed. So don't worry about rhymes for now. Eventually, they'll come. In a moment, I'm gonna give you my #1 piece of advice. But before I get too far ahead of myself, I wanna give you a quick word about thinking ahead. People assume freestyle rappers are thinking several lines ahead of what they're currently saying. When I ask the audience for suggestions, people think I'm preparing the rap in my head right then. That's not freestyling, that's writing. And that's not fun for me, because for me, freestyling is about being present. You have to exist in that moment. I find if you think too much about your next line, you're gonna trip up and stumble over the line that you're currently on. Great freestylers are not thinking ahead. They are letting their mind flow freely from one thought and onto the next. I'm not saying don't set up a rhyme for a bar that you know is gonna hit. If you're rapping about communion wafers and you think of a great rhyme for transubstantiation, you should go ahead and set that up. But don't get too obsessed with this, because you'll just find yourself filling time while you think ahead and missing opportunities that naturally present themselves in the rap in the present. That's getting into more advanced territory, and please do let me know in the comments if you want further explanations of topics I've discussed in this video, or things about freestyling that you would like covered in a future one. Now, as promised, it is time for the main secret, and it is so simple. Get a grill. Gold, platinum, diamonds, the more bling, the better. No, really, the #1 secret to being able to freestyle. Comfort. The best way to freestyle is to be comfortable while you are doing it. Let me explain. Most people are terrified of public speaking, and that makes sense. It's an alien environment. You're standing in front of a crowd of people and you are the only person facing the wrong way. But when it comes to talking to your friends, you might be telling stories, jokes, making them laugh. You're not nervous. And that's because in that environment, you are comfortable. To become a great freestyle rapper, you need to develop this level of comfort. And the process I've taught you in this video all springs from and revolves around that one central concept. We started out by talking rather than rhyming, because talking is familiar to us. It's comfortable. We're talking over a beat that we already like, a beat that we already know, a beat that is already in our muscle memory. We're rapping with our friends rather than with strangers. We're leaning into our strengths, emphasizing aspects of us that we're more comfortable with. And most of all, we're practicing in the shower, a place we've been thousands of times in our life. Except you, Queen Isabella of Spain. People talk about pushing us out of our comfort zone. To do that, you need to establish one first. Freestyle rap is already so far out of people's comfort zones, and that is one of the reasons why it's so exciting, and it's one of the reasons why we love it. When I started rapping in public, it was so scary. There is no doubt about that. I was nervous, but nerves are just adrenaline, and adrenaline is your friend. It helps you think quicker, which improves your freestyles, but you have to keep it under control or you choke. Should have worn your Crocs, Marshall. A big crowd is terrifying, and you can't shut them out because as a freestyler, you have to engage with them, you have to interact. That's what we do. So I would tell myself, that crowd is rooting for you. They want you to succeed. They want to be blown away. They want to be on their feet. And this helped me get into a more comfortable mindset. Now, add to that the fact that I used the same beat to rap over. I wore the same clothes on stage. Everything to make me as comfortable as possible. In one run of performances, I was closing the show with a really complex freestyle where I would take childhood memories from the audience and weave them together into a cohesive, coherent narrative. It was a hard freestyle to pull off. To make myself more comfortable, I brought a rug from the apartment I was renting and put it on the stage. So when I was on that rug, I knew I could do that freestyle. If you watch me rap, you'll notice I introduce every rap with the same exact sentence. Don't worry, you won't be anywhere near as atrociously embarrassingly bad as you're expecting a privately educated middle-class white boy to be. In the 18 years I've been doing this, I've done thousands of raps. And that little mantra is one of my anchors. It's one of the things that keeps me comfortable. The more comfortable you are, the closer you are to the flow state, where your subconscious mind takes over and does all the hard work for you and makes your freestyles better. But that's for another video where I will explain in more detail how you can take your freestyling to the next level. So do subscribe so you don't miss out. To recap, what are you gonna do? Listen to rap. Practice to a beat. Talk over that beat. Do this every day in the shower. Talk around a topic as well as about it. Don't worry about rhyming. Don't get caught up thinking ahead, and get comfortable. That's it. There are links and resources in the description of this video, including a link to check out those little pills for your brain. And please do use the comments to ask me any questions you have about learning to freestyle. Let me know how you're getting on, share tips with everyone else, and if you have to, you can just text me. Thank you so much for watching. Now, go take a shower.